Hey, welcome back to the channel. Back in the garage today. However, I'm going to do something a little different that I haven't seen done before. I'm just kidding. It's been done like 100,000 times before, but I thought I'd do a list. Anyways, let's get into it. So I figured because the year is 2025 and it's a quarter into the new century, I figured, hey, why not we do a list of the best Harley Davidsons for the quarter century mark. When I started looking into this, I thought it would be something fun, easy to do. However, there's a lot of models that Harley Davidson actually had put out, alone just in the Softail. Depends what list you're looking at. It's like anywhere from like 16 to 20 different models, depending on variations and stuff like that. So I figured I'd break this down into the different sections. So today I'm going to go over the top 10 Harley Davidson Softails. The way I'm doing it is going to be based on numbers of years. I couldn't find sales numbers, so I decided to do the number of years it has been produced. So I figured that would be the best way of doing it. That way I'm not being impartial to some bikes that I do like and that I'm not that fond of, because actually the number one on the list is one that I like it in theory, but I'm not too fond of the looks of it. I would own one, but I probably wouldn't, if that makes sense. And I'll get over it once we get into, I'll go over it once we get into the number one spot. So having done this, you won't find, and this is to keep my biases out as well, is you're not going to find my Sport Glide on the list. I even tried skewing the numbers by adding in when it was available over in Europe and Australia when it wasn't available here in North America, and it still didn't make the list. So you're not going to see my Sport Glide on the list. And you won't see cool bikes like, like the Rocker C Crossbones, because they were only produced for a few years. So yeah, you're not going to see those on the list. Really cool bikes. And if I did by looks, they might have made my top 10, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, let's get into it. Before we do the top 10, the 9th, 10th, and the 11th all are produced or had been produced for 8 years. However, I dropped one off, so they're gonna get an honorable mention only because it's no longer being produced, and that is the Softail Deuce. Pretty cool bike, but yeah, it's discontinued and they haven't made it for a while. So that one's not on the list. So starting number 10 is the Street Bob. Now the Street Bob is a cool like bobber looking thing with the ape hangers, really nice bike. And actually that's why my channel's name is Street Sean, is because when I went to go purchase my very first bike, I was actually wanting the Street Bob because I really liked the ape hangers and the look of the bike, and it also fit the price range that I was looking in. Really nice bike. I did go with the Sport Glide. It was more because of the handlebars, because I didn't like the ape hangers when you're a brand new rider. Ape hangers, for me, it wasn't something I should do. So I chose the Sport Glide. But yeah, at number 10, the Street Bob. At number 9 is the Harley Davidson Lowrider. Now this one was 8 years produced, same with the Street Bob. And the reason I'm putting the Lowrider at number 9 is because both of those models were actually Dyna models before. I'm not including those, but I did it as the tiebreaker because the Street Bob or the Lowrider was 13 years as a Dyna, and the Street Bob was only 11. So at number 9 is the Lowrider. Lowrider is one of those kind of iconic ones that try to harken back to like the 70s, actually 60s, 70s kind of era with the, what's the name of the Lowrider, that movie, Easy Rider. So it kind of tries to harken back to that. Really nice bike. Yeah, it's been produced for 8 years and it comes in at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is actually the Softail Slim. The Softail Slim is another stripped down motorcycle. However, it came with floorboards. It was kind of a cool looking bike. I never really gave it too much thought, other than the fact that my cousin actually owned one for a number of years before he made the switch to a bagger. Really nice bike. Again, another stripped down Harley Davidson. It seems to be kind of a trend. Coming in 7th spot, being produced 12 years, is actually the Softail Springer. The Springer is kind of like it harkens back to an older time with the Springer front end. Really cool bike. I'm guessing they probably got rid of it because of the ride quality probably wasn't there, but maybe it was. I don't know. I've never ridden one. I'm just assuming because it's older technology that maybe it didn't ride as good as the newer bikes, and sales probably started plummeting. But yeah, Softail Springer, pretty nice bike, number 7. So numbers 4, 5, and 6 have all been produced for 13 years, and I'm going to do them in the order based on when they were discontinued, kind of. So at number 6 is actually the Night Train. Now the Night Train is it's a beautiful bike. The name is awesome. It looks awesome. All blacked out. Fantastic bike. I'm putting it at number 6 because it has been discontinued and it's no longer available in the lineup, obviously. Another one is as well, which is number 5. Now, number 5 is the Softail Standard, and the reason I'm putting this one ahead of the Night Train, I think I like the Night Train look of it a little bit better than the Standard. The Standard's a nice bike as well. However, the Standard is still technically on the website. If you go to Harley Davidson website right now, they have the list of the 2025 models. So if you go to new motorcycle and you go down, the Softail Standard's still there. Now, it's only a 2024 model, but it's still listed under new motorcycles. So when you click on it, it opens it up and it does say 2024. So maybe that one's coming back. I'm not sure. So that leaves at number 4 is actually the Softail Breakout. Now the Breakout is one of those bikes that I kind of think looks pretty cool. My only knock on it is it's so expensive. I look at the Softail models and, I get spending more on like the Lowrider ST because of all the stuff you're getting on it. The Breakout, yeah, it's got the 117 motor, but they all have the 117 motor. It has the bigger fat tire, which is kind of cool. And it's raked out a little bit, but I don't understand why it's so much more than, like a Softail Street Bob. Like it just, I don't know, that much more for a bigger tire and raked out a little bit. I don't know. I'd rather have the ape hangers. At number 3, with 16 years of being produced, no longer produced, I don't know if I'd say unfortunately, is the Softail Deluxe. The Deluxe is, to me, seems almost like a stripped down Heritage almost. It's a nice bike. I don't know if it's necessarily for me. I do struggle with the older looking models, like Heritage looking models that are today's, because for some, I'm weird like that. I do like the vintage looking bikes, but on the newer ones, I don't like it quite as much. I don't know. It's just the way I think, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, at number 3 is the Softail Deluxe. So number 1 and number 2 have both been produced all through the 2000s. So from 2000 all the way to now, and they're still being produced. Number 2, actually, number 1 has been produced a couple years longer because it started in the 80s. Number 2 starts in 1990, and that's the Fat Boy. Now, obviously, the Fat Boy is iconic. I don't know if it's because of Terminator 2 or if people just really, really like that bike because it's a nice looking bike and it is a little bit different where it's got the solid wheels on it. It looks like a motorcycle is the best way I can describe it. I don't know. Again, I don't know if it's because of Terminator 2, why the popularity is there. It is a nice one. I don't know if I would ever get the Fat Boy. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I do like them. Just, I don't know if it's the hype because of Terminator 2 still, which, man, I'm getting old. That's over 30 years ago, 35 years ago now. So yeah, at number 2, the Fat Boy. Now at number 1 is harken back to what I was saying earlier, where I struggle with the Heritage looking bikes on the newer bikes, and the number 1 Softail is the Heritage. It started back in 1986. I don't think it was right from 86 all the way now. There's been different iterations, but basically it's been a run all the way until now. I'm guessing people like that bike because they seem to sell a lot because they're still in the lineup. I think it's a good balance between not quite going to a touring model and staying in the Softail lineup. It's very versatile. I'm just not 100% sold on the looks. I feel like when you have a Heritage, you got to kind of get tassels on it and stuff like that. But maybe it's just me. My wife does actually like that style of bike, but I don't know if I would ever get that bike. But events that have unfolded, yeah, maybe I'll end up getting one of those bikes too. You never know. So there's the top 10 list of the Harley Davidson Softail models for the first quarter of the century. Any surprises for you guys? Kind of what you thought it might have been? I'm going to do other videos based on the other models as well, and then maybe do a compilation at the end and pick out which one is actually my favorite. And no, it probably won't be the Sport Glide. It might be though, because I love that bike, but it's more of a spiritual thing, I think. But yeah, there's the list. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Until next time, later.